Yo, what's going on, guys? It's the one, and today we're reacting to a video made by Phone, and it's called Etheria Restart is a Disaster of a Game. I found out that this video was made through Sean B. So shout out to him. He reacted to this video, and I saw how bad this video made by Brax is, so I just had to react to it and shut down all the misinformation and call out the hypocrisy that's in this video. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the reaction.
We actually have flying cars and somehow haven't all blown up due to dick measuring contests around the globe. Elon Musk's Catgirl experiment ended years ago, and now we live alongside them. Life is strange, but life is good. You open up your invisible phone and browse the App Store, looking for a fun game. You download the first thing on the list, and why does this game look like it was made in 2012? Mobile games have improved every single year. At least some of them have. It really does feel like they're getting higher quality all the time, and that quality of life improves with every new iteration. The level of story writing, storytelling, game mechanics, and overall design just keeps getting better, but that only applies to some iteration. The level of story writing, storytelling, game mechanics, and overall design just keeps getting better, but that only...
Does Honkai Star Rail have that skip button yet? I'm just asking, does Honkai Star Rail have the skip button yet? It doesn't? Oh shit. I thought games were getting better with the storytelling and the quality of life. But hey, Honkai Star Rail doesn't have a skip button? That's crazy. Alright, let's continue.
Applies to some games apparently, because somehow Etheria Restart took everything that we felt good about in new mobile gaming and set us back 10 years. If you don't know what it is, Etheria Restart is a PvP enabled anime gacha game that released in early June 2025, and its goal was to be a unique addition to the anime gaming space while also being the first major modern 3D PvP gacha game. For a lot of people, gacha with PvP is a red flag, but for some it's a green light straight into a casino. Funny.
I mean, that statement makes no sense whatsoever. You're calling Etheria Restart a casino when isn't that literally every single gacha game made of all time? Like, isn't that every single gacha game? Every single gacha game is literally a casino. Every single gacha game has the same practices. So what are you talking about? You literally make Honkai Star Rail videos full time. That's what you do. So how are you someone to say that Etheria Restart is a gacha casino? Man, every game is a gacha casino. Honkai Star Rail is a gacha casino. Every single gacha is a gacha casino. So why I don't understand why Phone or why Brax is painting that okay, only Etheria Restart, you know, is a gacha casino. This is just very, I don't know, this just feels very untrue, man.
Funny enough, if PvP felt like the focus of Etheria, I probably wouldn't have disliked it so much after investing 30 hours. PvP and gacha is ultimately about who spends the most money, and
I mean, isn't that the same thing in Honkai Star Rail? And guys, the thing is why I'm comparing this to Honkai Star Rail is because a lot of the criticisms he says that that he has for Etheria Restart, it's like Honkai Star Rail does it but worse. So that's my viewpoint going into this video. So I'm just calling out the blatant hypocrisy from this guy, because he seems like someone that's just very mad that he didn't get sponsored by the game or something. I'll be real, but yeah. So he says that the PvP, it's just who spends the most, and he's a dumbass. He is I'm sorry, but he's a dumbass if he thinks that, because me and Sean literally spoke about this. The way the PvP works, it's more of a gear check than who spent the most money, right? Because dupes don't really benefit you. Dupes don't really benefit you. You're literally getting like a 5% increase to HP and your attack, a 5% increase. Dupes don't matter really. Dupes don't matter until maybe you potentially get the 5th dupe, and that's when you see the most increase, right? But besides that, dupes don't really matter, man. And it's more of a gear check. Like, there's some free-to-play players who are high up the ladder but just have good gear. If you have good gear, then you're going to be destroying people who spent more money and have more dupes, right? It's happened to me. It's happened to other people that I know that spend a lot of money, right? Because I know some of the biggest whales on this game. They've spent a lot of money, and they lose to people who just have better gear. This game is a gear check when it comes to the PvP. It comes to the gear, and also it comes into strategy, right? I've beaten people who've spent more money than me just using a team that counters their strategy, right? Like Holden, for example. With that Holden team, I can counter people who try to speed and cleave. I can counter people, you know, who trying to play the long game. I win, right? So it's strategy and gear. So strategy comes into it. And him saying that it comes down to whoever spends the most money. Isn't that how Honkai Star Rail works? Isn't it whoever spends the most money is able to clear the endgame content? Isn't that how you clear the endgame content? You have to spend the most money to get the brand new character, because every other character before that gets power creeped, right? And isn't this the same person who at once a Honkai Star Rail released Casterus and many creators left the game because they said, oh, if Casterus drops, I'm gonna quit the game? Didn't he say that? And isn't he still playing the game? Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but didn't he say that he's gonna quit Honkai Star Rail if the Casterus global passive comes out and he still played the game? Like, this dude is a hypocrite. This dude's a hypocrite. Anyway, let's continue.
I love my tax write-off. But the more I write the script and reflect on my time playing, the more I realize how f***ed up this game is. From poor game design.
And also, I'm also curious, how long did you actually play this game for? Because in the comment section, he was like, oh, thank you to Sarah. Thank you for Sarah for providing providing gameplay or some shit. So it's like you had to get someone to get you gameplay. So did you not play the game yourself? How long did you play this game? Did you play for like 30 minutes and then like, hey Sarah, grab me some clips? Yeah, right? Get me some gameplay clips. Like, what the hell, man? Let's continue on.
To using AI art to save a buck, Etheria Restart is full of problems that nobody is talking about because they're all sponsored.
Oh shit.
And this is coming from the guy. Hey guys, if you literally go onto this guy's channel, you'll see a ton of sponsored videos. You see a ton of sponsored videos. Like, this dude only does Honkai Star Rail, and then he only bounces off onto other games whenever he's sponsored. So this is crazy. So this dude is literally saying people aren't speaking their mind because they're sponsored. What a lie. This dude is a massive liar, man. Like, don't get me wrong, right? Don't get me wrong. There are some creators like this who I spoke about in my Just Stop Crying video. There's a lot of fake actors, especially in the content creator space, where they just jump from game to game, you know, and, you know, they play a game and then they create a issue that's not really an issue as an excuse, right? It's like it's a way to get out. And then they say, oh, the game's doing this, the game is shit. And then they use that to bounce and play a different game. So that's what some creators do, right? I won't knock that, but for him to say that all creators won't speak their mind because they're sponsored, then that's just a blatant lie. I've come out and made videos, you know, talking about how the game can improve with the communication, and the devs listened. Who else? Orange J made videos talking about how the game could improve, and they listened. You know, Sean B made videos, Vulcan made videos, Scion makes videos. Who else am I missing? I can't remember. If I'm missing someone else, let me know in the comments. But so many big creators for this game spoke out on issues that the game could improve, because we care about the game and we want the game to do well, right? So for him to say, oh, creators who are sponsored don't speak out again. I'm sponsored, and I give good constructive criticism for the game to improve. So I don't understand what this person is talking about, what Brax is talking about. To be real with you, I feel like he just didn't get sponsored. His friends got sponsored, and he's angry right now because this is a lot of blatant hypocrisy, and we're only 1 minute and 34 seconds into the video, guys, and I've had to pause this multiple times because I don't know, but this dude definitely has a agenda here, right? Because this is crazy.
Here we go again.
When I played, I decided to stay completely free to play because when I played the beta, I wasn't impressed with the gameplay loop, and even though you'd get your money back and more from the rebate.
So is he saying the gameplay loop in Honkai Star Rail is better? Is that what he's saying? So he doesn't like the gameplay loop for Etheria Restart, but he likes the gameplay loop of Honkai Star Rail, which is more than likely, which is in my opinion worse. The gameplay loop in Honkai Star Rail is worse, and I played Honkai Star Rail for 2 years. That game is worse. The gameplay loop gets worse the longer you play, right? But in Etheria Restart, where there's so much content, right? Besides farming for gear, there's so much other shit you have to do, pushing story. Then there's so many events. Then there's guild. Then there's guild versus guild. You know, there's so much to do, guys. Then there's PvP. Then there's tournaments. It's like, what are you talking about? You don't like the gameplay loop when there's more content in Etheria Restart than there is in Honkai Star Rail. I don't understand what this dude is talking about. Like I said, guys, blatant hypocrisy. This dude is a massive, massive hypocrite.
Knowing my luck, I'd have better chances on a reroll than by spending $200. So when the game released, I re-rolled for 8 hours.
Now this is stupid, right? Because I know the topic, because I think I made it to like the 3-minute mark before with Sean's reaction to this before I decided to record my own reaction to this, and he's gonna get into the topic of Lily and having to use Lily or bust. You can play the game exactly fine without Lily. You can play the game exactly fine without Lily. My boy Sion has made like 16 accounts, right? Playing the game over and over again from scratch, right? He started over 16 different times, and he's made it to end game, clearing the high level bosses 16 different times without Lily. You don't need Lily. Like, this is crazy, man. This is the same thing that I was talking about with the dot team scenario. Yes, the dot team is good. Yes, the dot team is you know, slightly faster than if you were going to use other teams, right? But dot team was specifically tailored for PvE content, and it's a hard team to get because you have to pull a light dark unit, so it's not easy whatsoever. But you have people complaining that, oh, but these other people are doing this because they have this character, man. It's a gacha game. If people spend more money and pull the highest rarity characters in the game, then of course they're gonna have an advantage, right? A small advantage, because eventually, a month from now, everyone who played from day one is gonna be able to clear Inferno. So it's like, people who are crying for Lily to be nerfed, they're crazy, because a month from now it won't matter when everyone's clearing Inferno with whatever units they're using. It's just a gear check. It's literally a gear check, and it comes down to investing a perfect lattice into your units. That's literally it. That's literally it. And leveling up your shells and ascending them. That's all you need to do, and you can clear Inferno, right? And be smart with your team comps. That's all it is. So this whole you know, thing of, oh, you need Lily and you need Shadow Sanya, otherwise you can't play the game. Like, that's just a weak mindset, man. That's just a weak mindset. People aren't willing to put in the work to build other teams. They see that there's a team that can clear it nice, but there's other teams that you can clear it well, you're well enabled to clear with, but they don't want to build up a team and actually come up with a good strategy. But like, they're like, oh, I don't have Lily and I don't want to spend money to go and pull her, so man, I'm just gonna quit the game now. It's like, you can clear the content with any other team. Just build it properly, get good gear, and you're good. I really don't understand this, guys. I'm not even going to go into another deep rant about it, because I already made my video with the video I titled Just Stop Crying. Like, just stop. And there's no need to reroll. That's another thing I forgot to say. There's no need to reroll. Rerolling is not necessary. You get, man, the amount of pulls they give you for free is crazy. The amount of pulls they give you is crazy, and the amount of good free to play units like SRs and rares are a lot. There's a lot of them. People are even finding cooler strategies and cooler free to play units to use to clear the Inferno and hard end game content. So you don't need to reroll, man. Only crazy people reroll.
See, Etheria gave out quite a few polls, but it has this huge problem that's present in some other gacha games, where the best characters from the standard character pool are rarer than the worst characters. gave out quite a few pulls. But it has this huge problem that's present in some other gacha games, where the best characters from the standard character pool are rarer than the worst characters.
So right here, there's a lot of information that he's not mentioning here, man. Like for instance, the highest rarity characters are also on the standard banner, right? The highest rarity characters are on the standard banner, and there is no 50-50 for the rate ups. So whenever the standard characters get their own banner, like whenever Lily gets her banner, she's going to be guaranteed in 80 pulls. She's going to be guaranteed in 80 pulls. Or for example, when we use Celin's, because she's on the screen. When Celin's gets her banner, she's going to be guaranteed in 80 pulls. No 50-50. And another thing is that all the highest rarity characters are on the standard banner. So you always have a chance to pull the highest rarity characters on the standard banner. And before anyone says, oh, it's impossible to get a light dark unit on the standard banner, man, I've pulled like 3 or 4 light dark units off of the standard banner. Many other players have, many other CCs have. So no one should start that. No one should start that shit. Don't start that shit. And this is a weird ass take, because it's like what they're doing in Etheria Restart regarding the summoning system is way better than Honkai Star Rail. Way better, right? Way better. Like him complaining that the light dark units are on a lower rate, but they're on the same banner, man. They're on the same standard banner. Like I don't see Castrus being on the standard banner. Is Castrus on the standard banner? Is My Day on the standard banner? Like the only time that Honkai Star Rail put characters into the standard banner is when they've been power creeped to hell. And like I remember I think they Blade, Zila. I'm not sure about Kafka, but I know Blade and Zila were put onto the standard banner because they were power crept to absolute oblivion. So they're dog shit. The standard banner in Honkai Star Rail is absolutely dog shit. So for him to talk about this and say that this is bad when this system is really good, every time you pull on the standard banner, you have a chance to pull one of the best units in the game. Like, why would you complain about this? It's better than Honkai Star Rail. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Every single point this dude is making in this video, it's like every single one of his critiques, it's like it's always worse or just as bad in Honkai Star Rail, and that's his main game that he covers on his channel.
It's a sort of scummy thing
I'm only 2 minutes and 15 seconds into this video, guys.
that some gacha developers do to make sure that you'll be willing to spend more money to compete in PvP.
And isn't that the same thing in Honkai Star Rail, where you have to spend more money to get the full maximum clears? And isn't it even worse because you're trying to get like, was it like 30 crystals or 30, or is it 30 or 60 jades? Isn't that literally worse? Because you're spending all this money just to clear content that's already in the game, that's like meant to be your end game content, that's in your end game loop. But you have to spend a lot of money to get the brand new characters, or not even just a character, by the way. You have to get the full team for that character, because there's always a best in slot support, you know, best DPS partner, best healer, whatever. So you have to build a full team for just one character, otherwise the character doesn't perform as good. And you also have to pull all their light cones. That's another thing. He forgot to mention that you don't have to summon for light cones. When he was roasting or not even roasting, but when he was complaining about the gacha system or the standard banner in Etheria Restart, he didn't mention you don't summon for light cones in this game. There's no light cone banner. Shells are completely farmable, free to play. But he didn't mention that, did he? Like, this is just a bad faith argument, ladies and gentlemen. A bad faith argument. Let's continue.
Or on some kind of leaderboard. And the reason it works is because most people don't know that the rarer ones are much better until it's too late for you to actually re-roll. Remember, it's not the majority of players who are watching YouTube and reading guides on games. Most people are going into Etheria without an idea of what characters they actually want to pull for. But to make matters worse, the rarer standard units, called LD units, have their own separate banner that guarantees them at 3 times.
Does he not realize, guys? Should I tell him? Like, does he not realize it? the light dikes are on the standard banner as well. They're on the standard banner as well. They are on, I'll say it again, they are on the standard banner. So what are you even saying here? Even whales don't really pull on the extra affinity banner because it's completely RNG. So it's not even that great. This banner isn't even that great because it's RNG. It's RNG. You could pull if you're trying to tie. Like I pulled on here and I got lucky. Right? I pulled on here and I got lucky. But it's completely RNG. You could get any one of the 7 light dike units. So the standard banner is just better off summoning there. And there's obviously going to be rate ups for light dikes every now and then. So I don't know. And in those rate ups, by the way, they're guaranteed in 80 pulls. I'll just say that again because I feel like I need to repeat myself because this dude just doesn't get it. And there's no weapon banner. He still hasn't mentioned that, but let's continue on.
The price per pull.
And we're 2 minutes 51 seconds into this video, and I've paused it like a million times because that's how much this dude is just lying and being a massive hypocrite. But let's continue on.
This is another method that XD, Etheria's developers, used to trick you into thinking that the game is free-to-play friendly because the LD units can be earned without the 3 times price.
Light dike units can be obtained from the standard banner 25% of the time that you roll an SSR, but it's never guaranteed to be light dike. But you can spend 3 times the money or currency to guarantee an light dike unit, incentivizing you to swipe more for power. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Guys, what the hell? This video was so bad, man. This dude, he needs to take down this video. He needs to take down this video. He needs to take down this video. What the hell are you? He's complaining, right? He's complaining that the highest rarity characters in the game are on the standard banner. What are you complaining about? This is better than Honkai Star Rail, but you're complaining? But I've never seen him complain about the standard banner in Honkai Star Rail. At least you have a chance of getting the best characters in the game on the standard banner. But this dude is here complaining that, oh man, but it's incentivizing you to spend for more power. But isn't that also every single gacha game? Doesn't every single gacha game incentivize you to swipe for more power? Isn't that how every single gacha game of all time worked? Isn't that how every gacha game works? Where the more you spend, the more power you have. And like I say, in Etheria it's kind of different because it's more of a gear thing. So it's completely RNG. If your gear is shit, then it doesn't matter how many dupes you have. You could have a full max duped team. If you're running in there naked with no gear whatsoever, you're gonna get absolutely curb stomped in PvP. So hey, if you want to prove me wrong, spend $1 million on the game, then run into PvP with no gear on, and let's see if you just demolish people. So this take makes no sense. That's every single gacha game where you have to swipe for more power. That's literally Honkai Star Rail as well. You have to buy the light cone, otherwise the character's dog shit. Or you have to buy the light cone for the specific character, and then you have to get the best in slot support for that specific character, and then you have to get the best in slot support light cone for that character you're gonna be pulling for. Then you have to also get the best sustain or the best damage amplifier for that unit. Like you have to pull like 3 units and 3 light cones just to make a team work. And this dude is talking about incentivizing you to swipe for more power. This is what I'm saying, guys. He's a massive hypocrite. Let's continue on. We're only 3 minutes into this 13-minute video, guys. And I've had to call out all this BS. Why are you lying, Brax? Why?
Price banner, but realistically, your odds of getting them are once per 4 SSRs, which have a 1% drop chance, assuming you don't go to pity. If we assume you get super lucky and get one every 40 pulls, you'd need to do 160 pulls per LD unit, which, considering how many units there are in this game, your odds of hitting the ones that you want are significantly lower. It does have a 100% rate up on the limited character base.
Yes. Yes. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And I like the way he's talking about this second. Like, it does have a 100% guaranteed drop rate on the rate up banner. And he's using the wrong image, by the way. Why is he using the wrong image? Why are you using this image? I'm pretty sure this is from the beta. So don't tell me this dude played the beta and then didn't play the actual full global launch. Don't tell me, man. Don't tell me. Don't tell me this dude only played the beta and he's making all these, you know, bad faith arguments when he didn't even play the actual game. He played the beta where a lot of things changed from the beta. Like, a lot of things changed. And this dude is pulling up images. Like, he couldn't even take the effort to actually grab the correct images for this when he's talking about the rate up banner. It's not 80. It's not 80 summons to guarantee. It's not 100 summons to guarantee. It's 80 summons to guarantee a unit on the rate up for the light DAC unit. For the light DAC banner and for the regular standard rate up. This dude is pulling up old ancient images for the game when he's making a point. Like, that's how I can't take any of his points seriously when he barely played the game. Like I said, I'll say this again. He got Sarah of the Abyss to go and get him a ton of gameplay clips. He literally said it in his comment section. I'll probably pull up a image or something from the comment section and put it up on the screen. He literally had Sarah provide him with gameplay clips. And he's pulling up images from betas ago. Right? If that makes sense. I don't even know if that makes sense from betas ago, but you got to know what I'm saying. From the old CBTs, he's pulling up screenshots. Like, this dude didn't, oh man. I'm just speechless. Let's just continue on.
Banners, but those aren't always the units you need. And you might be thinking, oh, well, Brax, this is a gacha game. Obviously, you want to go for specific characters on your reroll, and you are 100% right. Not all SSRs and not all LD units are created equal, because if you don't have Lily, the game is basically fucking unplayable. Can you play?
Lies, 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 lies. You are lying, sir. You are lying. You are lying. The game is that. This is the man. This gets me so tight, man. This gets me so tight. You can tell this dude doesn't know shit about the game. This dude, Brax, knows absolutely fucking nothing about the game. He knows fucking nothing about the game. You do not need Lily. You do not need Lily. You do not need Lily. My boy Orange J literally yesterday, my boy Orange J made a video showcasing his Inferno team clear with no Lily. People are crybabies, man. Well, sorry. Yeah, a small subsection of the community is crybabies. You can beat it on Inferno with other people, but you're just too lazy to build up other characters and actually come up with cool comps. So you're like, oh, I don't have Lily, the game's unplayable. When people are literally clearing Inferno difficulty without any light dark units. You guys can go and check. In game. People are clearing Inferno difficulty with no dot team and with no Lily. People are doing it. So I don't understand this. This is just a lie. He's just lying. This isn't even a bad faith argument. He's just lying straight up right here. He's lying straight up right here. But let's continue on. Just want to clarify that this is a lie. So if any new players are seeing this for the first time and they're like, oh, I want to try out the game, but I don't want to spend money for Lily. You don't need to spend money for Lily. You can clear the game fine with the free-to-play characters the game gives you over time, and the game showers you with a ton of summon currency that you'll be able to do enough pulls to you know, gather enough units to tackle the module bosses. So you do not need Lily. You do not need Lily. Just need to clarify that, because this lie needs to be shut down. This needs to be shut down right here. Let's continue on. I'm only 3 minutes 44 seconds into the video and I've paused it a billion times. Let's continue on.
Play it? Sure. Do you enjoy having your balls hooked up to a car battery? Probably. Welcome to Etheria Reroll. You're going to be here trying to get Lily for the next 4 days, because the difference between accounts that had cleared hide content by day 3 and the accounts that hadn't was that all of the ones who had cleared had Lily. Lily has a speed increase.
Lily is a light dark unit. She's super hard to get, number one. Number two, people who are crying about Lily, people who are crying about Shadow Sanya. I said it as well in my just stop crying video. You're asking for the devs to nerf these characters when the incentive is to pull for these characters because they do make the grind slightly easier, right? And also, in 30 days time, in about 30 days time, a month from now, everyone's gonna clear Inferno difficulty. Whether you have Lily, whether you don't have Lily, whether you have Shadow Sanya, whether you don't have Shadow Sanya, everybody's gonna be able to clear the content and everyone's gonna be able to farm Inferno gear. So why is this even an argument? Why is this even a thing? Why is Brax complaining when he doesn't even play the game? Bro, you don't even play this game. Why are you even making this video? I'll say for the third time, you have to get someone to go and get you gameplay from the game because you don't even play the game. You don't even play the game. You have to get someone to get you gameplay for this. And you're pulling up screenshots from like CBT4. Man, it's not a good look, man. It's not a good look.
A crit damage increase in action advance and a cooldown reset. This is like if Bronya gave you an action forward in HSR 1.0 instantly.
Why is he complaining about how powerful a character is? Are we gonna forget? Like, are we just ignoring the fact that this dude is okay with the global passive? Because he's still playing Honkai Star Rail. If you still continue to play that game, that means you're completely okay with the practices. So he still plays Honkai Star Rail, and they literally introduced a global passive, and he still plays that game. But he's complaining about a premium light dark character in the game being really good, being really useful. But you don't have an issue with the global. Hey, even if you have an issue with Lily, even if you think Lily is really bad or whatever, and it's not fair. So what about the global passive in Honkai Star Rail, Brax? What about the global passive? What about the global passive? Exactly. Hypocrite.
Cleared MOC 12, handed you the keys to a Porsche, and sucked your. And Lily isn't the only unit that this game requires you to have to be able to keep up, because they designed the PvE to actually be hard, which honestly isn't that big of a deal if you're willing to learn, except for the fact that some bosses basically require you to build specific characters. And in order to do that, you have to log in 3 times a day for 14 business days to use your stamina and not overcap. And in fact, by then your characters probably still wouldn't even be maxed, because it takes so goddamn long to level them to max and then ascend them to give them another star. And
yeah, this dude isn't probably used to turn-based gacha, man. He's just not used to it. He's probably not just used to it because like games like I don't think he's played Epic 7. Like Epic 7's like this, Summoner's War is like this. Yeah, the whole point of the game is to grind and build up your team. That's the whole point of this game. Grind, build up your team, and come up with different team comps. That's literally the point of this type of turn-based gacha game. So I don't understand what he's saying here. If everyone could just instantly make 6 stars, and what would be the point in playing the game? If we just instantly have everyone at max instantly. I really don't get what he's crying about here, but let's continue.
Level them to max again, and then ascend them again to give them another star. And this game's grind is a disaster. This game has so much grinding to it that the club would be jealous. First off, you have shells, which are basically...
He's complaining about the grind, but guys, listen to this. Etheria Restart has 10 times more content than Honkai Star Rail. And I've seen so many people complain about... I don't know if he complained about this specifically, but I know so many people who either quit Honkai Star Rail because they just didn't have enough content in there, right? There just wasn't enough content. The gameplay loop was dead, you know. And then once you clear the story, once you push story and beat the story for that patch, all you have to do left is just do the end game content where you're literally locked behind getting the full clear unless you pull for all the brand new characters that released that patch. So that's literally Honkai Star Rail in a nutshell. Play the story with no skip button, and then after you do that, You just go back into the tower mode or whatever the hell you call it, and you have to use the best new characters because all the older characters that you spent hundreds of dollars on no longer are good because of power creep. So you have to pull for the new characters, and then once you get your 60 jades, then you beat the game, and there's literally nothing to do in the game unless like you just have to pray that they release an event or something. But besides that, there ain't shit to do in Honkai Star Rail. But in Etheria Restart, there's a ton of content, and the fact that he's complaining that there's actually content in a gacha game is crazy. Because if there isn't content in the gacha game, you already know the first thing he's gonna be saying, oh, there's no content here, guys. There's literally nothing to do once you do this. But there's a lot of content to do, and it's like, oh, the grind is so much grind. But hey, I get it though. The grind ain't for everyone. The grind ain't for everyone.
Basically weapons with RNG sets. Then you have modules which are gear with RNG stats and RNG sets. Then you have
Okay. So why is he complaining about the gear with RNG sets? That's literally Honkai Star Rail. Honkai Star Rail literally has gear and it has RNG. It literally has RNG stats. So what the fuck are we doing here? Why is he complaining about the gear when there's gear in Honkai Star Rail and you have to grind for good gear? Okay, yeah, I don't get, like, this is what I'm saying, guys. When I say he's a hypocrite, this video is a massive hypocritical overload. Like he's a hypocrite overload. He's a hypocrite overlord. That's what he is.
Prowess, which is your character's skill levels that takes not only specific missions, but also incredibly rare resources that you have very limited amounts of, and the character's level and ascension.
This is literally Honkai Star Rail. Honkai Star Rail literally has this exact same system. So what are we doing here?
Which XP can be farmed for, but at very slow rates, and once you max out the character's level, you have to ascend them to make them even stronger, and those resources are ridiculously limited as well. Problem is that it takes so many resources and so much time to level a character, their shell, their prowesses, and their modules, that free-to-play players are better off going to college for 4 years and getting a f***ing job to swipe instead. And not only does it take a...
And is he saying Honkai Star Rail is easier? When you start the game for the first time, it's gonna take a while before you can build up your characters. I know, guys, because I played Honkai Star Rail day one. I was a day one player, and I played for 2 years. So it wasn't exactly easy from the beginning. So, yeah.
ridiculous amount of time and stamina to level characters, it also takes a ridiculous amount of time to level your account as well. Each 10 stamina you spend is 10 experience, so it's basically a level or 2 a day after you get somewhat into the game, and less than a level a day at higher levels.
I mean, I'm pretty sure, because I remember my time playing Honkai Star Rail, I'm pretty sure it took a long time before for your account to rank up or to increase your account level. It takes a while to increase your account level in Honkai Star Rail, man, because you have to go through the story, do so much shit. Like, it takes a long ass time. So I don't know what he's talking about here when it's the exact same in Honkai Star Rail, where you have to level up your account.
If you use premium currency, you can refill stamina up to 10 times a day though, which will put you literally
This video is giving me a headache, guys. It's literally giving me a headache.
3 to 4 days ahead every single day, which massively helps you get through the story-locked content and get to PvP faster. We all thought this was going to be a PvP-focused game with PvE in it, and somehow the devs made it a PvE game where you can only get to the PvP if you survive 4 hours of shitty Honkai Impact 3rd style missions. At the beginning of the game, you're required to do the story, which ultimately isn't that big of a deal, but I would be lying to you if I didn't say that that was one of the most frustrating experiences I've ever had in a gacha game. It's not that the story is hard, it's that the story missions are a chore. It feels like you're in a tiny little box and you have to go from one side to the other and you can't stray at all. And whenever there's an enemy, there's a 50-50 chance you get forced into a combat session. If you're a story enjoyer, I'm sure it's fine, but the year is 2025. Why is the story being told like our phones are Nokia bricks? Also, in order to access PvP, you have to do the story up to a certain point. In fact, to access and move forward with any part of the game,
This is literally Honkai Star Rail. You have to clear the story to unlock some. You have to clear the story to a certain level to unlock certain parts of the game. So, what is he talking about here? What is he talking about here? And you can say this, you can roast the story as much as you want, but are we really ones to roast story? Are we ones to really roast story when you play Honkai Star Rail, which is known to be one of the worst stories in gacha game history?
Required to do the story. The one saving grace is that there is a skip button for people who don't care, but because the story
Is there a skip button in Honkai Star Rail? Just think about that.
level gated, there's a lot of times where you just can't play the game beyond doing daily auto farm missions unless you spend your premium currency on refills of stamina. On the contrary to that, when you level up, you get...
And it forgets to mention the game gives you so much premium currency. They give you so much premium currency and they give you so many pulls. So what are we arguing here, man?
more stamina that you have to spend immediately or you'll overcap. So sometimes you're forced not to play the game, and other times you're forced to play the game. And all of this is just on the quest to get to a high enough level to be able to farm the endgame gear so that way you can play the PvP. How long does it take to get to endgame farming and actually compete in PvP as a free-to-play player who's not wasting their premium currency? Drum roll, please. 30 to 60 days.
Hold on a second.
So that way you can play the PvP.
Hold on a second.
How long does it take to get to endgame farming and actually compete in PvP as a free-to-play player who's not wasting their premium currency? Drum roll, please.
If you guys look here, top left, this is his account. It's hard to tell whether this is the beta or if this is the actual global launch. It's hard to tell. But if you look top left, his account is account level 31. So how do you know, Brax, what's in the end game? How did you get to the end game? How did you get to the end game if you're account level 31? Like this makes no sense, man. It doesn't even take that long to get to the end game. It takes like 2 weeks. And this video is like just a lie. Like people are already farming Infernal difficulty. People are already farming Infernal difficulty, and like within 2 to 3 weeks, everyone's farming Infernal difficulty. So I really don't understand what he's talking about here. Like this is just a blatant lie, right? I know some people who are clearing Infernal in 2 weeks in, and he says here his account is level 31. So you, my friend, didn't make it to the end game content, but you're saying it takes a certain amount of time, but you've never been there yourself. So how do you know how long it takes when you've never been there, right? How do you know how long it takes to get to endgame when you've never reached endgame? Do you guys see the lies and the hypocrisy here? Call me crazy, but how does a guy who's account level 31, which I believe you get account level 31 on like day 3, I think that's like day 3 or 4. Day 3 or 4, that's when you get to account level 31. And this guy is talking about endgame when you haven't even been there yourself. When the majority of the gameplay clips you used was sourced by Sarah of the Abyss. Yeah, this is just so bad.
30 to 60 days. You have to play through this auto farm slop for 1 to 2 months just to be able to enjoy endgame PvP. And enjoy is being used loosely, because if you're free to play, you should honestly just give up. If you don't have the...
Like I said, two weeks, people are already clearing endgame content. This video is really bad, guys. I regret reacting to this now, man. I regret reacting to this because I'm getting a massive headache. The amount of shit I have to call out is insane. I've never had to call out so much shit in one video.
The right units, you're going to struggle with PvE farming and PvP. This game's progression is so incredibly slow that it feels terrible to try and level up. It feels like your characters make no progress daily. The pacing is so poor that for most people, the only way you're going to enjoy this game is by spending. I mean, this is literally the gameplay for almost 2 months. You would genuinely have a better time watching paint dry and eating the paint chips off the...
Is this guy saying... This guy plays Honkai Star Rail, by the way. I have to keep reiterating that because, like, you're one to talk. With Honkai Star Rail, you literally have to spend to play the fucking game. Otherwise, you just can't play the game. They literally force you to spend money, otherwise you just can't clear content. So what the fuck are you talking about, man? This is just a bad faith argument, guys. And you can tell he's never actually played the game. He's account level 31. And he's talking about endgame content and what you do at endgame when he's not even there. This is embarrassing.
The wall afterwards. And honestly, I was gonna leave the video mostly at that, just being, you know, kind of pay to win and not very fun in the PvE. But then the devs decided to suicide their game. Here's the thing, they decided to make a pretty good overall PvP system with different game modes like an offline defense mode and a real-time arena. They even have private matches and a system made for casting tournaments. It's honestly super impressive how much work they put into it and how well it functions. Duplicates of characters still do give bonus stats, and your units matter just as much as your gear, but that's about what you'd expect from a gacha game. And for sure, the best part of Etheria Restart is how good the PvP system is, despite its flaws. The weird part though is that they've been nerfing units that people spent weeks worth of resources on. The trash! Because...
Oh, man. Guys, should someone tell him?
That people spent weeks worth of resources on. The trash!
Guys, should someone tell him? Guys, should someone tell him? Oh, man. This dude really doesn't know what's going on, guys. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't play the game. He doesn't know what he's even talking about. This man has Shadow Sanya as a character that got nerfed. Literally, people want her to be nerfed because they're saying she's too strong. And he's like, Shadow Sanya got nerfed. She's literally someone who people are actively fighting to get nerfed because they don't have her, and because she makes the farming way more easier. And Veronica was doing things that she wasn't supposed to do. Same with Jada. And they were cheesing bosses. I'm just breaking the game. So they were doing things they weren't actually meant to be doing. And people were taking advantage of it. And they were surprised when they got nerfed. Now, Shadow Sanya, she didn't even get really nerfed. She just got balanced. Because she's a PvE unit that's usable everywhere in PvE. Right? Her kit is tailored for PvE. But she was too good, and the devs don't want a situation where it's a one unit fits all kind of thing. So they had to, you know, add some balance to the game with Aurora. But besides that, she's like, all those units that he's like, oh, they nerfed, they're still usable. I still see people clearing Inferno with Jada. I still see people using Veronica in PvP and in PvE. And Shadow Sanya, I don't even need to say anything. Open up the game and look at all the teams that clearing the Inferno levels for majority of the gear dungeons. Majority of people who are getting the fastest times are using Shadow Sanya. So this is what I'm saying, guys. If Brax really played the game, he would know that people are still clearing Inferno with all those units right there. But he doesn't play the game. He's only account rank 30. And he's telling you what's happening at endgame when you don't even really get to the endgame until account level 50. So that's what I'm saying. This is a lot of lies and a lot of hypocrisy, but let's continue on. This is a really, really bad video.
Because get this, the boss that's meant to be farmed is being farmed too easily. And no, I'm not joking. Within 2 weeks of this game being released, they felt like people were farming the game.
This is lies. 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 This is lies.
Because get this, the boss that
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
meant to be farmed is being farmed too easily.
This is lies. So to clear this up again, Aurora was able to take dot damage in CBT1. In CBT2, the devs introduced that Aurora was immune to dot damage. If you go back to CBT2, go to the game footage on YouTube, you will see Aurora was immune to dot damage in CBT2. It was only in the paid beta test, the last beta test before they released the game, that they mistakenly made it to where Aurora was actually able to take dot damage. And when the game came out, they ran with this mistake and implemented the wrong, I guess you could say the wrong Aurora into the game. You guys can go back and check, right? Aurora is not meant to be prone to dot damage. She's not meant to take dot damage. She was never meant to take dot damage. Since CBT2, she was immune. So we need to stop. This is literally the definition of misinformation. They didn't make the boss immune to dot damage. The boss was always immune to dot damage. They just fixed it. Let's continue on.
No, I'm not joking. Within 2 weeks of this game being released, they felt like people were farming the game too easily.
No. Characters were doing things that they weren't supposed to do. Characters were doing things that they weren't supposed to do, and the boss was taking damage that it wasn't supposed to take. So what are you talking about, bro? You don't play the game, and you're talking like you play the game. You play the game for 3 days, and you're telling us what's an endgame content. How do you know what's an endgame content when you play the game for 3 days? If anyone actually listens to this dude, especially for Etheria Restart, like tips and his take on Etheria Restart, don't listen to this dude, guys. He doesn't know what he's talking about whatsoever. He knows nothing. He knows nothing. His account ranked 30, and majority of these gameplay clips he got them from Cero the Abyss. He doesn't even play the game, and he's talking like he does. You drop the game after 3 days, and you're acting like you're a pro, you're a veteran at the game when you don't know shit. What is this video? You're spreading hate and spreading misinformation to another game. And I know what it is, because, hey, you mainly cover Honkai Star Rail, so you have to put out this video to talk shit on this game. That's exactly what I'm feeling right here, man. It's either that or you're just jealous that your buddies got sponsored and you're not sponsored. But I'm leaning more towards the first thing. You mainly play Honkai Star Rail, and you know this game is a threat because it's just way better, right? I've shut down literally every single thing you had to say in this video. Every single thing, and I provided facts. I provided facts. Every single thing you said I shut down. This is just such a weak video.
So they nerfed a character that people spent all of that time investing in. Like, I just don't get the thought process there. The whole point of the gacha game is for you to not play the game.
And bear in mind, guys, this is the same guy who plays Honkai Star Rail where they actively power creep people. They actively power creep people. This month you could get the new brand new. I think in Honkai Star Rail they're releasing the fake lab, right? Watch them. Watch. A month from now, all the units from the fake lab are gonna be so dog shit you can't even use them anywhere.
Game that much. Like, there's literally stamina in the game for that reason, to stop you from playing all the time. So I don't really understand why it would be a problem that people are clearing the content that they're supposed to be clearing, using a strategy that's completely fair and within the rules of the game. Balancing characters to PvE is a huge mistake for a game with PvP in it. Naturally, players weren't too happy with the decision. After all, what sense does it make to make PvE farming harder in a gacha game? And to add insult to injury, XD didn't even offer to refund players their invested resources until players began to criticize them for it. As mentioned 30 times in this video already, it takes...
Oh, I can tell this video is old, guys, because the information he's lacking in this video is wild. You forgot the fact that we got the resets. You're forgetting the fact that, you know, we're getting the drop rate increase. You know, like, he's forgetting so much. He's forgetting that the fact that the devs said that they won't nerf, or not even nerf, that they won't balance characters during a season of PvP. It will be the off seasons for that. Well, they'll make tweaks to characters kits for PvP. And they'll try not to, mess up characters that are just for PvE, right? They're gonna try to actively not mess up, or balance or tweak characters that are specifically for PvE and aren't really affecting the PvP side of the game. So, like, I don't know what this dude's talking about. He's lacking a lot of information. He's lacking a lot of facts. This video feels super outdated because he's talking about, like, Shadow Sanya being nerfed. What? Like, Shadow Sanya being nerfed? Like she's a bad unit? Nah, man.
It's a ridiculous amount of resources to level a character in that game. It's like they don't even play their own game. I don't know what they're thinking. At this point, if recent events are anything to go off of, then Etheria Restart is more
He said, dude, he's like, oh, do XD even play their game? Let me ask you a question, Brax. Do you think the way plays his own game? Think about that.
Than the chicken I had for dinner because I'm terrified of food poisoning. Speaking of cooked though, it gets even worse for Etheria because genuinely, what the fuck is this? Yeah, so basically to save a couple bucks and not hire real artists, XD used generative AI to create their character splash arts. Now,
Hold on a second.
what the fuck is this? Yeah, so basically to save a couple bucks and not hire real artists, XD used generative AI to create their character splash arts. Now, sure, I can understand the argument.
He said just to save a couple of bucks, they used AI images. Number one, there's no 100% evidence to prove to make such a statement. There's not definitive evidence to prove that. And also, right? Also, I we want to talk about cutting corners when in Honkai Star Rail they literally give you a black screen with white text or a white screen with black text, where they literally have standstill animations in cutscenes where characters don't even move. It got so bad that some characters don't even have the English voice acting. Some characters in Honkai Star Rail don't even have English voice acting, when they used to originally have that. Before anyone's like, oh, in Etheria they don't have English voice acting. In Etheria they're actively trying to implement English voice acting. There was literally there was like a form that you could fill in to give the devs your feedback on what you like with the voice acting side of the game. They're actively going to be implementing that. But in Honkai Star Rail they originally had English VAs, but as time went on they became more lazy and more lazy, and now they just took them out. There's some characters in the game where they used to have English voice acting, they just don't even have any voice actor. If you're on the English voice if you have the English voice acting activated in the game. So it's like the pot calling the kettle black, man. This is so bad. This is so bad. Oh my god. Like I was coming into this video like just shut down a few things, a few lies, a few bits of misinformation, and to call out how much of a hypocrite this dude is. But the more I'm watching, I'm like, yo, this video is really, really, really bad. And his comments, if you guys can go to the comment section of his video, that they're cooking him. They're absolutely cooking him. And I don't always agree with comments, because sometimes the comments can be weird, but sometimes the comments can actually be a form of the truth. Sometimes. And this is one of those times.
Argument that it's XD's game and they can do what they want with their own property, but what I'm wondering is if this company has
Hey, yo, this is yo guys, this is taking it to another level. You are saying that they're using AI art for their game, and you say that the point is unconfirmed. So you are spreading you're spreading misinformation, sir. You are actively spreading lies and misinformation when you don't even have confirmed evidence. You can't prove this, and you're saying that they're using AI art. This is what I'm talking about, guys. He has no evidence that this is true, but he's saying they use AI art, guys. Why are you spreading hate when you can't even prove it with evidence? If you had evidence, that's one thing. When you had undeniable proof, but you don't. You're just talking shit. You're talking out your ass, man. You're talking out your ass. I don't know who hurt you, when it comes to Etheria Restart, because I don't know why you hate the game so much, because this feels like, I don't even know, this feels like a jealous ex-girlfriend or something, just having that hatred for you for no reason. It's like, why are you even angry? Why are you so mad? You're spreading misinformation. In your own video, you're saying this point is unconfirmed. Man, you better watch the shit you say, man. You could get sued or some shit, man, because that's a very bad statement to make. That's a very bad statement to make. Oh, they use AI art. Oh, by the way, it's actually kind of unconfirmed. Don't take my word for it though. It's unconfirmed. You're running off of speculation and rumors. This video was based just entirely speculations and rumors. You don't even play the game. May I reiterate for the fourth time in this video, he's only rank 31. A majority of the gameplay you see here isn't even his. Majority of the gameplay here he got it from Sarah of the Abyss. So he didn't even get everything from, like, he didn't provide or even make all these gameplay clips. Most of them are from Sarah of the Abyss, right? Because he's account rank 31, which is crazy to me, because if your account rank 31, that means you barely play the game. And earlier he was putting up images from the CBT1 when he's talking about the banner. The PD isn't 100, it's 80. This dude lacks information, lacks wherewithal, lacks what's going on, and it's just a bad faith argument. He's a liar, he's a hypocrite. We've confirmed every single one of those things, and it's 10 minutes and 48 seconds in, and we still have a few minutes left in this video. Like, why are you lying? This is misinformation. This is so bad. Like, this video, the point of this video was to provide nothing but hate towards Etheria Restart. And I hate people like this, right? I hate people who just actively try to bring misinfo and bring hate and bring a negative feel and a negative, you know, a negative opinion to the game when it's all lies. He's trying to bring all this negativity to the game when it's all lies and misinformation. He's literally talking about fiction. He's not living in reality here. He's saying that the game, right, they use AI art. Then 5 seconds later, he pulls up, this point is unconfirmed. But arts also have entirely different styles, which is odd for modern gachas. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Honestly, this video could have been avoided, man. This video could have been avoided if you just shut up and only spoke about what you know about. Like, lots of people, I think that's just in life in general, lots of people will be in less trouble if they only open their mouths when they actually were aware of what was going on in the situation. He knows absolutely nothing. He has the bare bones, minimum, surface level information with this game. His account rank 31. He's only silver 2 in PvP. He absolutely doesn't know what he's talking about. He had to get Sarah of the Abyss to provide gameplay clips for him. Everything he's saying is outdated, old information. Talking about Shadow Sonya's nerf when she's one of the strongest units in PvE farming. Like, what? Jada's still good. People are still clearing Inferno level with her. Even saying things like, you need Lily or you can clear the in-game content. There's literally people clearing in-game content. Content creators are literally clearing in-game content without Lily or Shadow Sonya. Look at RNJ's video, for example. This is such a bad video. This is one of the worst videos I've seen on YouTube in the gacha space. Oh my god. Holy misinformation. Let's continue on.
Billions of dollars to spend on marketing and made back millions more dollars in the first week of the game? How is it that they couldn't afford to throw $10,000 at an actual artist to make their splash arts and not have huge glaring errors in them? That kind of laziness gives me the impression that XD doesn't actually care about making the game good.
Guys, here is a Honkai Star Rail content creator, a sponsored and partnered Honkai Star Rail content creator, talking about how another game doesn't care about said game. I'll say again, white screen, black text, black screen, white text, no skip button, power creep. That's all I need to say.
At all, and that they're just in on the gacha rug pull meta developed over the past few years. Don't get me wrong, it looks better than Epic 7 by far, but this game still feels like it's so far behind every other new gacha game. With its story missions, its archaically and needlessly confusing UI, and its extra...
He's talking about UI? Huh? 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 What? Confusing UI? What? Poor story design? Okay, that's fair enough. That's completely your opinion. But like I said, you play Honkai Star Rail, my friend. You play Honkai Star Rail. So if you're calling a story poor, Hey, you have to look in the mirror first before you start saying, "Oh, this game, this is poor story design." Like, look in the mirror first. Honkai Star Rail has the worst story in all of gacha gaming, and you're here talking about, "Oh, poor story design, confusing UI." What? A baby could maneuver this UI. It's easy to understand. And extra gacha banners. Are we really going to talk about that? How many banners Honkai Star Rail be dropping? It's the rerun banners. Let's not even open up that kind of worms. Every single bit of criticism this dude is making, it's always worse in Honkai Star Rail, or just as bad, or he's lying, or he's spreading misinformation, or yeah, he's just being a massive hypocrite. That's all I've gathered from this video.
Gacha rarity mentality. The game is highly unit dependent, resources are incredibly scarce, the story gameplay isn't engaging, and it takes you forever to even start farming gear.
Every single thing here could be said. Every single thing here that he's saying, even though majority of this isn't even true, right? Even though majority of this isn't even true, it could be said, the exact same things could be said for Honkai Star Rail. And you could even take it a step further and say Honkai Star Rail is even worse. Everything here, Honkai Star Rail is everything here but worse. So I really don't get the point of this video. I don't know if he's getting paid by Hoyo to make this video, but I wouldn't be surprised.
For PvP, in which case you're already behind everyone who swiped if you're free to play. And I haven't even spoken about the monetary advantages yet. There are so many low spender packs.
Oh man, oh brother, oh brother. We're gonna talk about the monetary practices in Etheria Restart, really? You play Honkai Star Rail, wake up. Wake the fuck up. You play Honkai Star Rail, that's all I'm gonna say.
To try and get you to spend, and if you do spend, the advantages you get over free-to-play players is absolutely disgusting. From just having more SSRs to actually leveling them and progressing them further faster. Etheria Restart is incredibly pay to win, as much as they don't want you to believe it. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I gave up after 30 hours. Not because of the pay to win, not because the game was too hard or anything like that, but because it just hours.
Boom,
Don't want you to
boom.
believe
Can I get
it.
5
But
big booms,
ultimately,
guys? Can I get 5 big booms, guys? Can I get 5 big booms? I said it. I said it at the start, and I said it in the middle, and I'm saying it again at the end because he literally proved me right. He said he gave up after 30 hours. After 30 hours. That means he's barely played. That means he gave up after day 2. That means he spent 2 days playing and quit that shit. That means this dude quit the game at day 2. And everything else, like I said, remains fact. He got Sarah of the Abyss. The proof is in the comments, and the proof is here. Try all these other gameplay clips. He don't play the game. His account ranked 31. And he said he quit after 30 hours. So he quit after that's like day 2. Your account ranked 30 in like day 2, day 3. That's what I was saying. It's either day 2 or day 3 he quit the game. Because if your account ranked 31, you're just not playing the game. And he's there making all these bold statements like, I know this, and I know this, and this is what's going on, and this character is broken, and that character is broken, and this character. You don't know shit, man. You're not even at the end game. You're barely even at mid game. You're still in the early stages of the game. And you're trying to act like you know what's going on. You're using outdated information in this video. You're using old pictures from the CBT talking about this is the banner system, as it shows 100 pity when it's 80 pity. Lots of lies and misinformation here. He's definitely getting paid by Hoyo to make this video because this is such a bad video. Nothing but lies. Nothing but lies. You are a liar, my friend.
At the end of the day, I gave up after 30 hours. Not because of the pay to win, not because the game was too hard or anything like that.
Yeah, you gave up after 30 hours and you're here telling us it's a disaster of a game, and you're here telling us what happens at end game. But you never made it to endgame. So how do you know that? What do you mean? Like, what do you mean by that? How do you know that? You never made it to endgame.
But because it just wasn't fun, at least not for me. And I'm sure there are plenty of people who enjoy.
Yeah. I'm sure zero cycling is gonna be way more fun. I'm sure zero cycling for 24 hours every single day is way more fun than actually playing a gacha game that has a ton of events and a ton of content and a ton of shit to do, and PvP and guild versus guild. Just to start, just to save you,
Enjoy Etheria Restart, and it is 100% free to try it, so if you want to give it a go, go for it. But I can't in good faith recommend this game to anyone, because at the moment
he's talking about good faith when every single point he made in this video was either lies, misinformation, or a bad faith argument where he's being a hypocrite. And Honkai Star Rail, the game he promotes to his audience the most, he's sponsored. He's a sponsored CC. He's access to the game, he's early access to the characters before they even come out. That's how he's able to release guides for characters before everyone else. That game is worse, and that game has even worse predatory practices. That game even has worse story with barely any content to do outside of the shit story. But you play that game on a daily basis and you make content on that game full time, but this is a game that you don't recommend. Very suspicious. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if this dude is getting paid to make this video by Hoyo.
the progression systems are poorly developed, the gameplay doesn't feel that engaging unless you're in PvP, and even when you're there, it's so pay-to-win favored that you probably would be better off just finding another game to play. I would rather play League. I have 12 hours played in 10 years of having an account. I fucking hate that game. There is one thing that this game does extremely well though, and that's unions. If you have a group of friends that you love to play with, unions provide a way for you guys to support each other better than your parents did. But I'm gonna be honest, that's about it. Let me know if you like this video or if you want me to go myself. I'll see you guys later.
Oh man. Let me get rid of that video. Let me close this real quick. Guys, that video was so bad. Oh man. That video was so bad. I think I've said everything I needed to say in this video. This was so bad. What the fuck was this? What made you release this video, man? If I was you, I'd take that video down. Nothing but lies. Nothing but lies, bad faith arguments, misinformation, and there was no point in that video other to stop people from playing Etheria Restart. That's why I'm saying he was definitely paid to make this video. He was definitely paid to make this video because I don't see why he'd lie for no reason. If someone's lying on spreading misinformation to a game, it's obviously because they have an agenda, they have a reason. That's why I'm saying he's definitely paid. He definitely got paid by Hoyo to, hey, shut down this game and, you know, talk shit. Because it makes no sense why he'd make this video. Just lying. Just blatantly lying. Like, why are you lying, bro? Let me know what you guys think about this video. This was a complete breakdown, analysis, and roast, shutting down all his lies and misinformation in this video. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Etheria Restart content on the channel. And yeah, take care and peace, guys.